We're back with another vlog. Woo! Yeah, so we've now finished doing our music video of the Arctic Monkeys Arabella. Turned out way better than I thought it was going to. Really happy with it. I'm now going to talk about one of the questions about how I think it's how I use media technologies in developing the music video. So we're going to talk about the hardware, so the camera and what I've done with that now, because we use a new camera this year. It was the 3400, not the 3300. There is no difference between them except the button is made out of plastic now, which is seemingly a downgrade, and you can't plug in a microphone. So yeah, that's the only difference between that. So we'll go through the video and I'll show you. And we're also talking about Final Cut for our editing process, Lino for our getting our feedback, Survey Monkey for feedback, still the same as Weebly for doing our blogs on and how we sort of put it all together. And then I'll talk about GIMP for a bit and how I did my ancillary tasks, but that's another thing, and on my blog, so you can look at how I made my ancillary tasks. So I'm going to load up the video now on my phone and we will go through it. So I'm going to turn it down now and then I'll play the video either there or there, depending on where I feel like it. So we start off. The first shots are like title screens on the TV. The way I did that was just adding a mask on top of the TV, cutting out the screen and then putting everything behind it. That was a pretty standard thing that I managed to do, or we managed to do. It's got a bad TV effect on it because it looked cool. That's pretty standard. We did then you see the Arctic Monkeys logo on the top of footage. That was just reduced the opacity, and yeah, I'm going to talk through pretty much everything. It's going to be quite a long one. So yeah, we get on that. Yeah, we've got throughout it, you'll see here, one of the ways someone playing a guitar, that was just position the camera at the top of the guitar, pull the focus, so we had all the focus mainly on the, yeah, it's a Stratocaster. So we had it all on there so you could see that it was a good guitar, and less focused down on the actual playing of it, because the main reason for that is that he wasn't playing Arabella, because no one knew how to play the song, so we just had him strumming the guitar. All of our instruments were short bursts anyway, so it didn't really matter for that. Obviously it's all in black and white, so that was just a black and white filter. We added a vignette around it just to make the centre of it just a bit more bold, and obviously the darkness around the outside was quite a film noir-esque kind of thing that we liked. Yeah, this bit, I don't know where I'm positioning this frame, so this bit we're going to go down here. So this bit with the feet hanging, that was cool. Made it look like she'd been hung because you see her like pulling the rope up. She was just sitting on a tree, so we just filmed the legs hanging and that gave the same effect. I presume with that helps talking about hardware and positioning the camera. So, yeah. I don't really know what I'm going to talk about in this one. Blood dripping down was just the, like, we just dripped off her hand. Simple as. Mostly, yeah, the way that we edited together, you can see in this bit here, that it kind of flickers. That was just short. I think we did like 15 frames, so it wasn't a lot of frames that you could see it in, but it was about half a second of each shot, just sort of, you could see what was happening in it, but the flicker sort of is quite Arts and Monkeys-esque. So again with the guitar strumming, this time we go into strum, and yeah, same with the hi-hat on the drums was just tap it and we figure it out. So this bit, one of my favourite bits that I've managed to do, cool transition, is there's like a Polaroid picture of me and then kind of zoom into it. We used Ken Burns for that. It's just sort of, it's a cropping thing that starts here and goes to here over the time that you allot it. Then I start moving, so yeah, it's like Harry Potter, but the way we did that was just, while it's behind the thing, is have it freeze framed, and then when it gets closer, out of freeze frame, and the photo starts moving, and then that's into our next setting. So that's pretty cool. Oh, the other thing that I had to do for there was that because the Polaroid wasn't centre, and nor was I in the next shot, using keyframes, which is something else that I learned to use this year, which there is, I think, a tutorial on my blog about it. If there's not, there will be at some point, because I have done one about how to use keyframes, and it's basically, they're quite cool. You can animate videos with it or pictures with it by saying, at this point I want this to be here, and at this point I want it to be here, and between these 2 points it will just move. You can do that with like, if you want it to be this size here and this size here, then it'll be bigger or smaller, or you want this effect for this amount of time but you want it to fade in and out. They're so useful to be doing, and I don't think we used them much for this actually. It was mainly just that, because yeah, I needed the photo to move from there to there and to fill up the screen while it was coming in. So yeah, keyframing for that. Carry on watching. Oh yeah, so we probably should have mentioned this earlier, but I'll mention it on this cards. The way we did this was just, so quite a few times in it we play a clip forward, reverse it, and then play it again. So it sort of got that, again, kind of a stuttering effect, but there's motion rather than just flickering between two things. So it's like, yeah, motion going back and forth. That's pretty cool. Did that with the shuffling cards. The passing out the cards, that was just shallow focus. Focus area being right next to the camera, so when the cards come into shot we can see them, but actually throwing the cards it was out of focus, so you couldn't identify anyone. It's not a good idea. Here, there we go. Repeats the same thing, kind of like she's thinking about it, as always. This bit's pretty standard. Mia's death is pretty standard. The makeup that we did, that's not technology, so I don't need to talk about that. But yeah, the makeup we did was pretty cool. Yeah, made someone have a slit throat and like a gash on her head. That was fancy. It's quite a long vlog this. Oh well. I can cut bits out. Or not, I don't know, I haven't really bothered. More instruments, yeah, more little zooms. Texting, that was just getting text to appear on the screen. It had a fade in effect. It's pretty standard with just text. We switched sides depending on who's talking, so Louise's side was here and my side was here. So they keep now a bit of conversation for a bit. Once we get to it, it's going to be easy to edit this way. More dice rolling. Okay, so this bit with me dying, the way we did this was Louise did actually strangle me. We acted out being strangled, but in slow motion. We got a cameraman who was Ellis, who walked around in a circle around us. I then sped that up 2 times, so it looked more aggressive basically. And then just kept reversing it and playing it again, reversing it, playing it again, and I did a little zoom in so it didn't look like the same shot over and over. It looked like the fight was just going on for a bit longer. It didn't. The effect worked quite well in the end. Nearly there. This is just repeating the same shot again, repeats the whole last section. You see the same stutter effect back and forth with the water. And then, that was the other thing I was going to say. The other thing in the mini-me, which I'm going to probably put this after because I'll forget. When Charlie is shredding the solo on the guitar, the 2 things, the footage, the actual video and Charlie playing guitar switch places. That was through keyframing as well. That was Charlie, you start here and go that way. Footage, you go here and go that way. Switch behind each other. Bad TV effect. Added a little blue wave in the middle. That was cool. And yeah, so them 2 changed through keyframing. That's my best example of keyframing, not that zooming in, because that was Ken Burns cropping. So yeah, that's the other thing that I was meant to mention in the mini-me, but I've just done a vlog and I remembered about it, so we're going to do that now. Cheers. At the end we used the same Ken Burns effect that we used with the TV going in reverse, so it looked like it was kind of back out the TV, and then you kind of broken through the 4th wall again, and you realise that actually what you're watching wasn't a real thing, that was just on a TV, which is cool because you're watching it on a screen, on a TV. And then yeah, it just has, well, I just got the logo for Arabella, added a TV effect onto it so it stuttered a bit, and then it has the TV closing down sound. I'm going to edit that sound over what I just did because that didn't sound like it at all. So yeah, that's that. I'm very happy with the music video and how it turned out. Go watch it if you haven't, even though you've just seen it in this. Look on the blog for the tutorials on my editing. Most of the editing stuff that I used in this has an effect, has a page or a tutorial kind of thing on my blog, so yeah. But ultimately we didn't use, there was nothing special about the cameras that we were using. They were just, it was a Nikon 3400 that we used for most of the filming. There was one shot done on the Sony handheld, because we'd set it up in shot to look like it was recording, and it just so happened to get a pretty decent shot, so we just used that quickly. Yeah, it was all done on 3400. Some might have been done on 3300, but like I said, there's barely any difference between them. All editing was done on Final Cut. Yeah, Lino we used as our feedback. So you just we just put the video in the middle, got people to watch it and put posters around the outside so we could get a grasp of what everyone else thought and develop it from there. I'm pretty good with GIMP at this point, so I managed to make all my ancillary tasks on that. And what else did I was going to talk about? SurveyMonkey, that's just making a survey for people to answer, so that's not difficult at all. And Weebly, probably either, yeah. This video is going to be on Weebly. Probably watch it on YouTube, but it's a YouTube video on Weebly. Go check out my blog on Weebly. It's in the description. So that's another vlog done. I'm going to do another one in a second anyway, talking about something else. So yeah, that's the, well, no, that's the mini-me. This isn't even a vlog. This is the mini-me done. Cheers for watching. And there we go. So, woo!